Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Young Black. I know you ain't heard from me in a while. I ain't done many videos in a minute. You know what I mean? But things been a little hectic with my health and everything. I'm doing the best I can. I ain't dead yet, y'all. I'm surviving the best way I can or whatever. But besides all that gloomy and dim shit, like I always say, let's get back to the stuff everybody wants to hear about. We're in a new generation of gaming. We got the Xbox One, and we got a PS4, which to me is like unheard of. It's just crazy. I'm excited about both consoles. Um, I'm excited about the Xbox One and the PS4. Actually, as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm a PlayStation. I don't know. I guess you could say a fanboy or whatever the fuck they want to call it. I love PlayStation. I grew up on that. That's the console I chose, so I love PlayStation. So of course I wanted to make sure I had a PS4. Actually, I ended up getting two PS4s. You know what I mean? So I got two of them. I got one for me and I got one for my kids to play because my daughter and my son play games too. So they love to play Knack and they play Injustice and things like that. So I ended up getting two systems. But as I've been playing through each system, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with both systems. The PS4 is ridiculously fast. I mean, it's ridiculously fast. I can't see where they're gonna take this system to in the next generation because the games they look incredible already. Killzone looks incredible, and this is just like one of the first games of the beginning of the generation. Um, it just looks incredible. And this is the first time in the generation, well, not in any generation, but in a long time since gaming that I've been playing games that I got a new console and I pop the game in and I grab the controller and immediately I see what the next gen means. Like you really feel the high rate of frames per second in a game, especially like when I put in Killzone and I play and you move the reticle around the move, you feel that. Like you feel it immediately. Like you feel how the extra frames per second makes the reticle move more smoothly. Which to me they say it helped a lot of people. A lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, they say it helped them with aim. But for me, I felt overwhelmed for a second. I had to actually do like I normally do in any first-person shooter, go into the controller sensitivity and change the sensitivity to make it more comfortable for me. Maybe I could have played with it and left it alone and just used that learning curve to get used to it, but I chose not to. I just wanted to get in there and have fun. You know what I mean? So I just changed it to make it comfortable for me. But I thought that was pretty amazing that you actually could feel the change in fidelity in the controllers. That it made it a huge difference in how you would actually aim and play. Like, I hear a lot of people saying online in the new Killzone like they finding themselves getting a lot more kills now because they have more control over the reticle because of the higher frame rate. I thought that was pretty cool. It shows the enhancement, the next level of gaming that we're getting to. Like right now I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV through my Xbox One. Which I leave on all the time. I mean, my Xbox One gets more burned than the PS4 just because it has the apps and everything on it to watch TV. It's just more stuff for you to fuck around with right now. I mean, I don't know where Sony's gonna go with this thing. I mean, you never know. They could redesign the console and bring out the PS4 Slim and then add the TV service as an app and just put an extra HDMI port in the back of the system and do the same thing as the Xbox One. Add some more extra voice commands. It can do that. I mean, it's not nothing that the Xbox One can't do. It'll just be the first time that Microsoft to me anyway, Microsoft got to jump on Sony besides on the online stuff last generation. But yeah, I'll talk games a little bit with you guys. I mean, I got a pretty good amount of games to give the system a good test run to make sure I got enough stuff to play and really get a good idea of what the new systems are really about. When a system first comes out, you got to get there's certain launch games that they make sure the companies between whatever it is, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they have games that represent exactly what their system is supposed to be on launch. So there's those pinnacle games, and then you got a bunch of third-party games just to have other shit to buy. I mean, we all buy the third-party games, but those games made by the developer, the games made by Sony, games made by Guerrilla Entertainment for Sony, like Killzone, stuff like that. That's Sony generated. You know, those type of games. Those are the games you want to buy to just, you know, to see the fidelity of what the console could do, because you know those games are built around exactly what the PS4's power is. You know, they're not being multi-ported to other consoles, so this game is built exclusively for this system to show you what it can do. So I mean, Killzone. I'm not a humongous Killzone fan, but I have played every Killzone game just about, except for the maybe the portable ones. You know, I played them. I didn't beat the portable ones, but I beat the console versions. So I know enough about Killzone just to get an idea of what the universe is trying to do. You know, I'm just gonna show you what PS4 games I have real quick. I bought Marvel Lego. I know that there's a regular version of that out there, but I'm a Marvel fan, so I had to get that. And I'm gonna show you the inside of the case for another reason I'll hopefully remember to mention later, because it is what time is it? 3:52 in the morning. So it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 3:52 right now, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna give these guys. I'm gonna make a video right now. I feel like making some gaming shit because I've been up. You know, I've been real sick. You know, a lot of different things, and new games came out. And as you guys can see in my other videos, I actually mustered my health up enough to pitch a tent and camp out to get me some 2 PS4s. You know, between me and my wife. And I got to give a shout out to my girl. Yo, she really was ride or die, and came in the tent with me and was leaving to get food and making sure your boy was good, because you know my health is not the greatest, and she knows I'm a gamer. You know, it might be super crazy to some people, super nerdy or whatever, but I got to give love to my queen. My bitch is bad, and she really held your boy down through everything, you know. So I got to give her props for that. But I got Marvel, Lego Marvel superheroes. You know, had to get that. That's because I'm a Marvel head, and I just wanted to see what it looked like on with more graphics. Even though my son loves it, I didn't even start playing it yet, but I had to get it just to check it. You know, Knack, which is I think it's a real good, incredible game. It shows the variety that Sony is going for. It might not be the best game for launch on the PS4, but it shows Sony's variety in game concept. You know, they're not trying to go for what makes the most money. They want to introduce new IPs and try to reevaluate what each genre is. You know, so they take risk in doing stuff like this to give us new stuff to play with. You know, and I respect that about Sony. They don't stick to what's safe. They're willing to stick their neck out there for innovation. You know, so that's why I'm a PlayStation head, because you're going to see a lot of stuff like this. Knack is the first original title for the PS4. I mean, they launched the PS4, and then at the beginning, the first day the PS4 comes out, you have an original IP. The first day. Microsoft did the same thing, but this is built by Sony, if I'm not mistaken. This is made by Sony. This is made by PlayStation. You know, Sony didn't do that. They might have Rise and a couple of other games, but those are made by third-party developers that just made exclusive games. We can see Rise for the PS4 next year sometime. You know, it's not unheard of, with extra features and extra content and a couple extra missions and, you know, all the DLC on one disc. Who knows? So Rise is exclusive right now, but who knows? Crytek makes games for everything. We'll see Rise on the PC, the PS4, everything maybe next year. You never know. So I got Knack. Got Battlefield 4. You know, because Battlefield 3, they really supported the PlayStation 3, gave it some exclusive stuff. So I thought, you know, this EA or actually DICE is really rocking out with PlayStation. They're giving us the extra little tidbits that Microsoft is not getting. So they're trying to make this console, PS4, their home. You know, that's how I feel when they throw that little extra stuff in, like, yeah, our game is on Xbox, but our game is on PS4, and we give you guys some little extra stuff because we love you a little bit more. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's kind of cool too. You know, I love first-person shooters. I don't play too many of them because they got a real rinse, wash, and repeat. If you guys are wondering about my chains or whatever, because some people ask me in my comments like, is that real jewelry, or were you guys getting real jewelry? Yeah, this is real jewelry. You know, I'm pretty religious. I'm very religious, actually. So, you know, I keep my Christ, my Lord and Savior, close. You know, even though I ice them out. You know, put the real diamonds in there and everything. Whatever though. You know, I gotta make sure I keep myself covered because I go through a lot of shit, especially health-wise. So I like to make sure, you know, because, you know, God's our Lord and Savior. If you don't know, you should know. You know. But besides all of that, let's get back to the games. Like I said, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little gibbery. You know, I'm watching TV through my Xbox and shit right now, and I decided to make a video. I got Madden just because Madden's a huge game, a huge franchise, and I just wanted to see what the next gen version of it would be like. Just about every game I played compared to the standard versions or the last gen versions, PS3, Xbox 360 versions, the frame rate is the story about these games. Like, the frame rate changes the timing and the way you would actually press buttons on the controller because the frame rates are faster. You know what I mean? So it makes the gameplay a lot different. So if you get Madden every year, you know, you get it on the PS3 every year in a row. You know, you know what you will be getting. You're just basically upgrading the rosters and using whatever new little features they put in, but the timing and the button presses and everything is the same. Not anymore. Since the frame rate and everything has changed, it changes the gameplay up a lot. I mean, it's not dramatic, but it can make a pro be like, okay, I have to figure this out a little bit and step back and reconfigure my controls and my button presses, because the frame rate speeds things up a little bit. The game is faster than normal, so it means you have to be faster than normal too with your reactions and the buttons you press, which is really good. Graphically, the game does look a lot better. Is it that much better than the last gen? Not that much. Does it look like they just added a little bit more graphics? Yeah, but the animations and the way the players move because of the frame rate makes this worth the buy. Just to see the characters move more realistically, the animation's more fluid. If you're a football fan, it's worth having for the PS4. You know, even if you have it for the PS3, I'd go buy this again. Okay, because I had it for the PS3 and I traded it in after I got the PS4 version. Killzone, what can I say? It's another Killzone game. They're not really going for something too new. The story is a little different. We kind of have I don't want to say an immigrant story, you know, but a story about a group of people that ended up, they were segregated and cast out into another world and fighting for their rights, which is the Helghast. Who, there's no real enemies in this story to me. Both sides seem like they could both be heroes. They're fighting for what they believe in. The Helghast aren't really enemies. They're just more war-oriented about getting their needs met. The ISA is not that much war-oriented. Well, they are, but when they're getting attacked, they go into full-blown "I'm fuck you up" mode. That the Helghast is trying to basically fight for their rights of being we're people too, and we should get better care for our people. You know, so it's kind of a reverse, you know, storytelling, because you kind of play the bad guys, because you play the people who actually ended up persecuting these people into making them who they are to build space stations or some shit I forgot in the earlier story. You know, so they become a polluted, yes, a less than different type of human, you know, so they get segregated out and become something else. But besides all of that story stuff that you guys should know already, besides what we're talking about, graphically the game is incredible. The character models aren't too realistic. You still have these character models that, even though the texturing on their faces look really, really good, they have all the acne and blemishes. The black guy from Fringe plays one of the main roles in the game as your main character's like superior officer. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but yeah, that's the guy from Fringe who plays the superior officer. They don't really talk about it too much, but that's another thing in games that I predicted for you guys. You know, not to pat myself on the back, but I just know where gaming is going. I've been playing games for so long. If you wonder where all the lights are, I'm watching fucking, what is this? Let me turn on my Xbox. I know it looks like a light show in the background. I'm looking like, that was mad lights. Why is there so many lights in the background? Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. I like to watch a lot of travel and cooking shows because I like to cook, so I'm kind of like a hood chef, and I want to travel if my health ever gets any better. But besides that, game looks incredible. This is probably the best looking PS4 game I've played so far, even though I haven't played through all my games because I have a lot of them. But I would, if you're gonna get the PS4 and you want to see what's the best looking game in the, you know, that shows off the quality of what you're buying new systems for, I would say this is the game to get. You know, this is the game to get. It shows off the graphic fidelity flawlessly. The graphics, the lighting, the texturing, the shadowing, everything is right on point. Like, you walk through a doorway and there's a light behind you and you see your shadow, and your shadow, it didn't scare me, but it kind of made me like, oh my god. I looked at the shadow for like a good maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and we was walking back and forth through a doorway and watching how my shadow actually looked like a guy's silhouette walking through a doorway with a gun, and how realistic it looked. You know, there's little bits and details like that to me as a gamer, you know, who's been playing games for so long, hardcore, that you see those type of things and it's like, okay, you know, that's freaking amazing. But besides that, it's still your basic standard point at an enemy, draw up your iron sights and shoot him in the face. They bring a little bit of extra details into what you can do by giving you like this robot drone partner that you can control using the touchpad. You use the touchpad and you go different directions like left, right, up and down, and it chooses different things that you can do. Like one thing is a shield, or you can set them into attack mode and you click L1 to activate it. After you select the mode with the touchpad, you click L1 to activate it, and it can be, okay, go over there and give me some cover fire. You tag a guy by putting the reticle on him and pressing L1 to use your drone instead of R1 to shoot, and he'll go over there and actually lay down cover fire for you. Which and he actually has a health bar. He's not infinite. If he takes too much damage, he will fall in battle. And I don't know if he regenerates or you have to get to him and heal him, or he just comes back on his own after he takes too much damage. Because I never let him get that far. I always bring him back before that little health bar goes all the way down. You know, but I thought that was kind of cool. The shield ability is kind of cool. Is it really necessary? Not that much, because the AI in this game is not that great. The Helghast in this game, they're not stupid, but they're not fucking very smart either. They're very fucking flat-paced, and they do little things like run out of room, and they can't see me. I'm like right to the left of them, maybe 20 feet away, and he'll run out and face a wall and be like knocking his rifle against a wall, and he can't see me. You know, there's a little graphical things that they might be able to fix to a patch. You know, the system's just coming out, so that's not a big deal. Besides all them little gripes, this is a really good game to start off your PS4 collection with. I haven't played Assassin's Creed at all. As you can see, I got it from Walmart. I actually bought this game while I was camping out in line. My wife was number 2. I was number 1. So what we did was I went to Walmart and got some supplies and goodies and stuff, and I seen they had a bunch of PS4 games there. So I just bought them just in case by the time I got in there or something, they wouldn't have the games I wanted, because, you know, games can sell out on launch night. You know, if enough people buy them and store it and get enough copies, whatever. So I took the chance and bought them while I could, because I seen them in front of me while I was getting some supplies in Walmart. So I bought a bunch of games from Walmart. Assassin's Creed, haven't played it too much yet. I haven't played it at all, actually. It's still in the wrapper. I actually have it for PS3 also, and I haven't played either one of them yet. I'm waiting, because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I want to give you guys, you know, if I'm going to make videos, or just for myself in general, just to get the real depth of what the developers are trying to convey to us. I don't play too many games at once. And, you know, all my fans who watch my videos, I won't say fans, all my real gamers who watch my videos, you know, you guys know that. I tell you that all the time, that I don't play too many multiple games at once and overwhelm myself. I play a couple of games. You might see me playing like one main story game like Killzone or Batman Origins, and then I'll fill that in with other games like a fighting game or a racing game, something like that, basketball, football, something that doesn't have a story that I could just pop in besides my main game, you know, to fill up some time and give me something fresh to play. I also got Injustice. I have Injustice for PS3 also, so I played both versions, the next gen and the new gen. You're basically buying this for graphics. I mean, the frame rate and all that stuff doesn't really take too much of a forefront in this game, not that I've noticed anyway. It doesn't feel any different with the button presses. Everything is exactly the same, except for now you get all the costumes and all that good shit, which these developers are known to do once they release all their DLC and they say we're done, we have nothing else to put out. Let's re-release the game, boost the price back up, market is new, but now all the DLC is on a disc. So you finally get a complete copy of the game, you know. So graphically it is better. I would say that the texturing on the characters is better. Their faces and all of that stuff. Not too much more detail on the human faces like Superman. You don't see pores or nothing crazy like that. But the costumes look really good. Like, you can see the actual like rivets and different things on each character's costume a lot more clearly because of the higher level of rendering. The backgrounds look more detailed with the the rendering when you're knocking them through buildings and stuff like that. That makes a difference. So if you're an Injustice fan, this is just a Injustice. I won't even say a 2.0 or 1.5, just to give you an extra graphical enhancement to what you've probably been playing already for like the last 4 or 5 months, if it's been out that long, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. Also got Need for Speed Rivals. which I'm pretty impressed with. Okay, because I also got Forza 5. This is more of an arcade racer, but I was a big Need for Speed fan back in the day, and I wasn't appreciative when they took the storyline out of Need for Speed. I know the stories weren't the greatest thing, but for a racing game, racing games didn't have stories when I was growing up, so I appreciated that Need for Speed would actually try to incorporate a story into the racing game. You know, even though they kind of stole that idea from Fast and the Furious, you know, because Fast and the Furious got so popular, and they said, hey, if they can follow a racing story as a movie, let's put a racing story in a game, they'll be able to follow it, you know. But they didn't do that. This game is pure adrenaline, speed, arcade racing, basically, is what this game is. And Need for Speed started off as that before they even put stories in there, so it's basically them returning to their roots if you're a real Need for Speed fan. And this is probably the best Need for Speed game in the last couple of years. As you can see, the little gold thing, it got 15 awards, 15 best of awards, and it deserves it. I mean, this game is awesome. I haven't put too much time in it, but you know, it's pretty sick when my kids are playing. And my daughter asks me to play this game, and she doesn't play much other games, but on the PS4, she's been playing Need for Speed, Injustice, and she's only 4 years old. You know, and she's pretty freaking good. She wins races and everything, and comes in like second and third at least. You know, so she's pretty fucking good. If I gotta say so myself, I'm pretty amazed by that. Now this game right here, to me, I got this company, man. 2K is a fucking monster. These guys are, I mean, the pinnacle when it comes to simulation, sports games, basketball, or football when they was allowed to do NFL 2K. These games are the pinnacle. Like, I was telling my friend about this game. I was like, LeBron James lives in my TV. That's how ill this game is. Like, I have the newest LeBron James sneakers, because I also collect sneakers. Let me see if I can grab them. Right, I have the newest. Well, I think this is the newest color they come in right now. I put the laces in there myself. But I have the newest sneakers, and when I put the game in, when I put the NBA 2K14 in, I don't know if you can see that. I want to make sure you guys can actually see the shoe, because you know, I can you show more of the shoe. So I'm not trying to just be show off. People actually ask me to see more of what I'm showing. You know, they're pretty fucking cool, yo. And I'm not a real sneakerhead. I don't like LeBron James. I'm not a basketball, sports watching type of a person, you know. But some of the stuff I buy just to see where the fidelity is and with the new technology, to see where it's at, because I know where it should be and where it was before. So I just want to see where they're at now. But I put the game in on PS4 immediately, and when you put the game in, it says loading or installing. While the game is installing, I'm playing a full basketball game. You know, it's limited what you can do while the game is installing, though. Like, while you're playing a full basketball game, you're going to pick a certain amount of teams, and the background is playing music the whole time, and you're playing a full-blown basketball game. So it gives you something to do while the game is installing. That was cool. Now, besides all of that, the graphics on this fucking game they are ridiculous. I mean, you could go all the way back to 1995 or 1992 and play with the 92 Bulls or the 92 Lakers and have Jordan versus Johnson or Bird versus Johnson, and it looks like they live in your TV. It looks that fucking real. I kid you not. I mean, they still have these points where, you know, because in the basketball games that they're not really looking for facial animation too much, but they did take a little bit more effort in these games, because, you know, in the basketball games when the animations and everything will look mad real, but their facial expressions might be slightly off to make them look like robots, and it's like, okay, this is giving it away as a video game again. But they're getting real close to making these games look fucking perfect, and it was kind of scary to see that, because it was like, that really looks like the people in my TV. Like, it's really getting there, you know. I don't know what the last gen version of the game looks like, because I didn't buy it. I waited until the next gen to get this one, so I didn't even experiment with the last gen version, so I can't even talk to you about that. But if you have a PS4 or even an Xbox One, get this game just to see the craziness that they're doing graphically. This is another graphical showpiece game that will really show you, you know. So if you guys don't know nothing about sports, you have no interest in sports, stay away, okay? Because you're not going to enjoy it if you don't like basketball in reality. You know, I'm 6'4", so I actually have some experience in basketball, whether I wanted to or not, just getting sucked in to it for being tall with my friends and my pops and culture and stuff like that, because my dad's also tall too, and he was a basketball player. So I got sucked into that too, so I know a little bit about basketball, even though I'm not really into sports like that, just because of the, I don't want to go too deep, the man worship aspect of it. No jerseys, no names on my back, that's not my own. I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? But I do respect the competition and the competitive edge that it requires for the athletes to compete in professional sports. I understand that. But I won't be wearing a Kobe Bryant or a LeBron James jersey ever. My name goes on my back, not another man's. That's just how I am. That's how I was raised by the older people who raised me in my hood, so I won't never do that. You know, but this game is amazing though, man. Like the graphics is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Like just little things that you do, their facial expressions and the stuff that the characters do in real life, like when they dunk or do a real crazy move. It's all there. Even with the old school characters, I mean, they didn't miss a note. You know, I haven't gotten into the career top. My man just showed me the blacktop mode, like where you could have like a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 and really just get it popping. I didn't even know that shit existed until he showed it to me in the game, because I just been going to like quick match and playing games just to get the graphic fidelity and just have fun with the game myself. So what else did I get for PS4? Yeah, and I got the collector's edition or limited or whatever with the little camera thing for Call of Duty, just because they had it there and I was amped up that night. So I seen that and bought it, even though I can't stand Call of Duty at all. But I'm trying to give them some props with Ghosts, even though a lot of people said the campaign for Ghost sucked, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm not gonna listen to none of that bullshit until I give my own personal opinion of what I think sucks. A lot of gamers are jaded with regular games. Could you imagine the fan base, how jaded they are for Call of Duty? I mean, the fan base is so huge, there's going to be a million haters out there for it. Oh, it's not as good as Modern Warfare 2. Oh my god, it's not as good as Black Ops 1 or whatever the fuck, you know, so the reviews or the comments could be real jaded. It's going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to talk about some Xbox One right now. Xbox One has a little bit... Wait, before I get to Xbox One, let me talk about some of the downsides of the PS4. Okay, you can't put a music CD in right now. It doesn't play any music CDs. No music CDs. You can't put a memory stick in, or, you know, a floppy, whatever you call them shits. You know, a memory stick, 5 GB stick or whatever. You can't put those in there and the system reads it. It won't do that. Neither system, you can't copy music to neither system yet. So that stuff I feel like they should have had done on day one. You know, especially because they know we have PS3s and Xbox 360s, or me anyway, PS3s, where I've done copied libraries of music, and it's not only just my video game system. I watch movies, music, and I play video games off of this one console. I have libraries of music. Music is a big part of my life too. I love my hip hop, you know, and my R&B a little bit, my old school, my classics, my soul, everything. So I want my music. So as I go to put my music into my PS4, the PS4 says unable to read disc, and I'm like, really? Out the box, you cannot put a music CD in your PS4 right now anyway, as of today. Unless there's a patch that I don't know about. You know, you can't do it. I thought that was a little fucked up, you know, that I only get the gaming features and the Netflix and all that type of shit out the box. You know, that's something that you would expect Sony and Microsoft to have ready to go. You know, just because it was such a big thing in the last generation. Especially for Sony with the cross-media bar and how you could just stick a memory stick in there and flood video, pictures, and music right off of a memory stick into your PS3. You know, it makes it relevant to keep your PS3 around still. You know? What the hell is on my big Vader right here in front of my TV? Oh, somebody scratched the paint on my damn Vader statue, yo. That's like a sin in like 53 states. Guys, don't ever have... Well, I'm not going to say that. That's not fair because I have it and I don't want to, you know, make my family feel like they are not loved. But I got a lot of little nice little things. And they scratched my Vader statue on the head. Look at that big white mark on his helmet. I mean, I could fix that with some paint or something, but I don't want to go through that. Put him back without fucking anything else up because I got so much stuff here. Alright, but besides that, Xbox One. I've been playing the hell out of it. You know, just like the PS3, I mean the PS4, Xbox One has its ups and its downs too. Both systems have its ups and its downs. Which one am I enjoying the most right now? To be honest with you, and to keep it 100, the Xbox One. Just for the simple fact that it has the TV feature, and you can control the Netflix and everything with your everything with your voice. It helps. I mean, it's not the hugest thing because whose house is that fucking quiet? Microsoft is selling us these voice commands and everything with the Kinect and how cool that is, but nobody's house is that quiet. And I said that before this system came out, and now it's like for real. There's my kids, my wife, the Kinect sensors in front of my TV. You know, it's picking up the TV sound on top of picking me up. People aren't even thinking about that. Your Kinect sensor's not going to be 5 feet away from your television. So if you're like me and you have a stereo with a center speaker and surround sound speakers and everything, it's picking up everything, which means I have to turn my TV volume down before I even can use the Kinect the right way, you know, because it doesn't sense me, which is taking me out of the element of having full control, you know, without having to touch nothing but my Xbox One. I have to touch my volume remote for my TV sound or my stereo sound and turn that down, and then I can talk to my Xbox. But I still have to control something, you know what I mean? So Microsoft is selling us a lot of gimmicky shit, you know, but this gimmicky shit, it feels really next gen. It feels real Jetson-y. I mean, when you first open it out the box, I have to admit that. Will that will that feeling last? I'll get back to you 5 months from now, 3 months from now, after I've had it for so long, how I still feel about the voice commands. But I feel like when you buy the system and plug it up, after you've been using your remote control for umpteenth years and things like that, it does feel very revolutionary to not have to touch your cable remote. I don't even know where my cable remote is no more. My Xbox One remote is my cable remote for everything. I mean, it's my gaming remote, my cable remote. I can run Killer Instinct in the background and watch full screen TV, or I can have a little picture in the corner of my screen. You know, I can have a little picture in the corner on my screen and watch a TV in the corner and play Killer Instinct on a bigger screen. You can do all that type of stuff, you know, which is really amazing that they did that all through the console. You know, it's revolutionary that they took that approach. I feel like Microsoft was more pointed towards interacting with your everyday life and living room and with gaming at the same time, what you do. And Sony is going backwards. Like, they're trying to go back to the mainstream hardcore gamers, you know, of like the early 90s, like me and you, and they're trying to go back to those PS2 games and get the mainstream hardcore revolutionary games out that are original, you know, and there's nothing like them on the console, like when God of War 1 first came out and things like that, you know, where it was the only place you could go to get that experience, and it was a PlayStation explosion for that game. You know, they're going back to those days, I feel like, because they could have easily went the route of Microsoft. They seen what they did, you know, they can copy each other and just say, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna make a similar thing to them and call it something else, PlayStation TV, whatever the fuck. The Xbox One is a lot slower than the PS4. When you first start up your PS4, it's scary fast. Like, I downloaded a movie, and normally on the PS3 you have to have like a little bar, downloads a movie, and it tells you how long you have left. Not on the PS4. You just click and watch. You basically pay for the movie, and it streams the movie. Now, when I first did that, I thought it downloaded the whole movie initially. What it actually does is it streams the movie through the cloud. On both consoles, they're using this now, where they use the cloud shit, which I don't like, because if I don't have internet, I can't watch a movie, basically. I haven't tested that yet, but when you're streaming something through the cloud, it's not physically on your console. It's streaming it off of the web onto your console, like a YouTube video or something like that. You can't save a YouTube video permanently to your hard drive, but you can watch it as long as you want, as long as it stays there. You know, so when you're streaming something through the cloud after you done paid $20 for it, which I did. I bought 2 movies for $20 out of boredom on my PlayStation 4, you know, and I realized, okay, I bought these 2 movies, but I don't physically own them. Something can happen where I actually have to watch them. Actually, it goes through this process before you play a movie that says, like, retrieving license to watch the movie, and it actually failed once or twice, which was scary, because I paid $20 for this movie, and it has to scan some type of license that if that fucks up, I can't watch the movie, which is ridiculous. Once I pay for something, I should own it and be able to watch it. You know, it shouldn't have to go through that on the PS4 or the Xbox One. On the last generation, We didn't have to go through that. But the technology is getting greater, and they're using the stuff that works the best for what they're trying to do. A lot of people have internet, and internet is not scarce. There's more houses than it's not. So the cloud is just it's a necessary progression. It's where gaming is going, whether I want it to go there or not. Does it make it more difficult for some people? Yes. But is it more revolutionary according to the technology? Yes, it is. But I prefer when I actually can own something. I want to physically hold the game. I don't want a downloaded version of any fucking thing. Xbox One, games, of course, Forza 5. This right here to me is the best Xbox One game in the collection. I mean, I haven't played them all yet. But this is the one I had the most fun with. It has the most graphical fidelity to show you the next gen. And to me, it's the most. It has to me, it's the first game to have real photorealistic graphics for a racing game. I mean, these cars look so real. They have a sequence where you actually get in the car and all this shit to soup you up into the game. Did it make it feel too exciting? Not to me anyway, because I'm not a huge racing fan. You know, but I do love racing games. Just the adrenaline of getting behind a powerful car and racing, and they simulate that very well. They still have the inside cockpit view. You can use the Kinect to actually look left and right out your windows and stuff like that. It senses your head, it tracks your head, so that when you're in the car driving through the cockpit view, you can actually use your actual head to look in your side mirrors and stuff like that, which is cool, but I found it to be actually distracting during the actual fucking race while you're turning and things like that. So is it necessary? No, but it does have like I said, a gimmicky type feel to it to make you feel like that's kind of cool. You can do that, you know. But graphically, this game is amazing. They introduced a lot of features that I thought was very creative for the casual gamer. Like, depending on which difficulty you play, you earn more money to earn cars faster or slower. If you play on, the easier you play, the slower you earn money. The harder you play, the more you make money. So. And it doesn't just go easy, medium, hard either. Like, it goes like, how many of the assists do you want to turn off? Like, do you want a driving assist? No. Do you want a braking assist? No. How much braking assist do you want? Depending on that, you'll make more money. How much steering assist do you want? Depending on how much of that, you make more money. So you actually can set each individual assist according to the car. This game is a racer's game. That's all I got to say. You can do everything you could think about in racing. Balancing, scaling, rising your car, dropping your car, painting your car, putting your paint types online and dishing it out to the online. It's just, this is a racer's game. If you're a racer, this is it. It doesn't place, it emulates a simulation racer like Gran Turismo, but it doesn't have quite simulation controls. It has simulation control, kind of, especially when you turn all the assists off. It kind of turns into Gran Turismo, where you have to be very careful at each turn or you'll lose control of your car. But besides that, when you leave everything on, I just leave everything on normal mode, because that's the way they intended you to play, because it's on already. So whatever they have set up when I press start is what I use in any game, so I don't feel cheated. I'm not cheating myself. I'm not going less than or more than. This is what they started me on, that's what I'm playing. So I don't feel like I'm limiting myself, like, okay, I'm putting on the easy because I suck. You know, so if I can survive in the normal mode, I feel comfortable in playing and fulfilled. You know, that's how I am. But if it gets too easy, that's not really killing it, yeah, then I'll put the difficulty up. You know, then I'll do that. But not in this game. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like the normal difficulty is reasonable and proper and fulfilling. Go get Forza if you got an Xbox One for sure. Like, there's no even thinking about it. This is like you got to get Killzone as the one game. Forza is your one game on the Xbox One. I haven't played Xbox Live. Don't know nothing about it. Xbox Live. NBA Live is back. NBA Live hasn't been around for quite some time. That's because 2K14 has been killing it for some years, and EA has just said there's no point in us even making this game anymore, because we're not going to sell that many copies. We bought out the NFL. We're not going to buy out the NBA too. So let these niggas have the basketball game, because that's their crown jewel. And it would have been the same thing with Madden if they didn't buy out the NFL license. If they wouldn't have bought out the NFL license, EA wouldn't have nothing but like whatever shooters and whatever other games they got cooking through all these third-party studios like DICE and things like that. Besides that, this game is, I heard it's really bad. I don't know that much about it. I don't want to judge it according to ratings, but I heard it's not really good at all. People are having to learn the controls to understand how the game works, to get the game to flow the right way, which to me is like, really? Basketball is a concept that everybody knows just about now on the face of the earth, even fucking cavemen. I mean, you dribble the ball, get past the man in front of you, and shoot the ball in the hoop in one direction, and you defend your hoop in the other direction. I don't know why the controls would be so difficult, you know, but these developers go into intricacies that try to make the controls more in-depth, and then you end up making the game too difficult. So I don't know much about this. I haven't played it. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played too many of the Xbox One games. Dead Rising 3. Haven't played it yet also. It's not still in the wrapper though. I did open it out of excitement first night. I did open it. It took more of a less goofy approach, which you've probably heard 1,000 times about this game. I think the reason they went this approach with this game is because of the popularity of the zombie culture, like The Walking Dead. How the zombie culture, The Walking Dead has changed the landscape of, you know, horror and zombie culture in general. You know, it brings a more emotional type of feel to the experiences that you have with zombies. Not just a bunch of quick one-liners and stabbing zombies in the head and funny quotes and stuff. It feels more serious and direct, and you feel the pain of the characters and the emotion. You know, and they took more of that approach with this game just to give you a more serious approach. But they didn't leave all the silly shit out though, 'cause I know people love that type of crazy. You can still dress up as Mega Man and crazy costumes and make crazy weapons if you want that to be your approach, or if you're like me and just want a straightforward survival experience, the best way you can get it without ruining it with a bunch of goofy nonsense, you can do that too. It's the approach that I'm been hearing a lot about that you can take with this game. Which I'm happy about because I haven't played. This is my first Dead Rising game because the other ones, they just look too fucking goofy to me. And there's no reason to be dressed up like Mega Man during a zombie invasion. You're gonna die. I think you should take it a little bit more seriously and not have a Mega Man costume on running around killer zombies that can infect you and kill and take your life from you any minute. You know, so I never really got that. You know, the way they do that in the Dead Rising games. Another thing about these cases. Next game I'm going to show you, though, is Just Dance 2014. I haven't played it yet. I just got it today from my wife. I don't play the Kinect games too much. There are not too many of them for the new Kinect. But my wife loves the Michael Jackson game on the last Kinect. And my kids did, too. And it's just cool to have some music blasting and people can interact with the music by dancing in front of the. It's just cool. It's just a party game. You know, even though it might not get that much play, but you never know. Like today is Thanksgiving, or what? Yesterday was Thanksgiving, or day before, whatever, because of the time. Day before was Thanksgiving, because it's like 4 in the morning right now, 5 in the morning. You know, so you pop this in, let your wife or your kids play in front of it. It's just something interactive you can play with during the get-together or something. And who doesn't love music? Music is awesome. So cool game. So I went and picked this up today. We haven't played it yet though. Awesome game. Another game I haven't played yet because I haven't played a lot of these games yet. Because I've been trying not to overwhelm myself. Because I know it is the next generation, and I just don't want to just be playing shit to play it. Like any other game, next gen, last gen, I want to play it and absorb it into myself. I don't want to play something and it just gets thrown back into the background. Oh God, got burps from drinking this damn beer. It's the suds. Excuse me, but Rise. Another one. One thing I do gotta give Xbox One props about though, I can't stunt. They had a lot more games that were developed just for their system, you know. But like I said, Rise could come out next year for the PS4 with extra content and shit, you know, because it doesn't say only for Xbox anywhere. It just says Crytek and Microsoft Game Studios, or Microsoft Studios. But that Microsoft Studios symbol right there might mean you won't see this on anything else. But it doesn't say only on Xbox anywhere. On none of these games, if I remember correctly. No. Yeah, not even the Forza case says only on Xbox. You know, and it's like, come on, we know this is only on Xbox. Top Gear, Turn 10, and Microsoft Studios. So I would think the Microsoft Studios stamp would be your only on Xbox stamp for right now. But Microsoft, you need to change that because we need to know. If something's only on Xbox, I need to know. And I got a feeling these two games, at least, or is this these two? There's another game, isn't it? Yeah, this is it. Dead Rising is going to come out next year. This is made by, it says Microsoft on this one too. I don't know, man. But this one says Microsoft too. It's been Dead Rising has been known to come out on everything, so. But this says Microsoft Studios. This is Microsoft Studios also. You know, so what does that mean? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Is Dead Rising 3 only on Xbox? I don't know, but it says Microsoft like they helped make it. You know, maybe they published it. I'm not too sure about that. I got to get back to you guys on that. But Rise. I haven't played this, but I've done a lot of research on this game just because I didn't know much about it, and this is like the only God of War type of hack and slash game out of all the games that come out so far. You know, some people are trying to compare Knack to God of War a little bit. I don't see it. I mean, maybe control-wise, you might move around a little bit the way the controls are set up on the pad, kind of like God of War. But it's the way the game looks and everything, and the controls are a little floaty. They're not. It doesn't feel like God of War at all. Ooh, is it laid out like God of War? It's laid out like God of War on the control pad, but it doesn't play like God of War at all. You're playing with a little robot character, garbage man thingy that uses little pieces to make itself a body. But this game is amazing, you know, from what I've seen so far. I haven't seen it running on my system on my TV yet. I've seen a lot of videos of it and how it looks. Crytek is known for their visuals. Their graphics are amazing. They had some of the best graphics ever on consoles with Crysis 2. And probably, if you will, maybe Crysis 3. I wasn't a big Crysis 3 fan. Crysis 2 was my favorite Crysis. That was an amazing game graphically on consoles. It just looked like something that wasn't possible. It was a magic trick. I don't know how they did that, but it was a fucking awesome looking game. You know, and it was fun. The story was good. It was an awesome game, Crysis 2. I loved it. I'm really big into the Roman and the Greek Empire. This is a Roman story, though. Because you play as a legionnaire in the Roman army. So I understand the concept of this game, you know, maybe a little more than maybe some people, because I studied it a little more here and there, not to pat myself on the back, but, you know, just that I have a little bit more of knowledge with the culture this game derives from. You know, so this was a very interesting game for me. I always wanted to play something. I'm a big fan of the movie Troy and Gladiator and what's another one? Legionnaire, Eagle, just good Roman fucking battle movies that showed you how these guys had to live in these days to survive and be away from their families for months at a time and kill hundreds and hundreds of men just to survive and get back to your army and your group and get home and serve your country. It's not like the military now, because these guys had no guns. You couldn't kill an enemy from 50 paces away unless you shot arrows. So 9 times out of 10, you had to see the person you killed right in their face and look in their eyes when you stuck a sword in them. Totally different type of emotional thing. If murder was like this nowadays, half the planet would be insane. Okay, if the stuff was still like this, but it's not. But the way the game actually plays, people are calling it quick time events. I call it situational quick time, where you actually slash a guy up a bunch of times, and then once his health gets a little low, or you weaken him, it'll summon execution moves. Now, the thing about the execution moves are, you might see a couple of them that's the same, or rinse, wash, and repeat, but it does have a variety in the executions you can do from what I've seen. You can actually execute 2 guys at a time, and it's not like you just press a bunch of buttons and you do it in some type of crazy motion sequence where the camera is angling itself on like a movie scene and it's just going with the flow and you're not pressing anything. No, if you fuck the button presses up, which are actually just time presses mid-combat, you will fucking die. They will kill you. Timing is a big part of this game. Your shield is very important from what I've seen. You know, so I'm excited to play this because there hasn't been a game like this where that uses this time era and goes this approach and take it seriously. Other games I've tried, Koei tried with what is it, Legends of Troy or something like that, where they were emulating. They had not Leonidas. They had a game with Achilles, and I think Hercules is in it, but it plays like fucking Dynasty Warriors. This is not that. It plays more like of a God of War type of a game, with high fidelity graphics. The game doesn't run at 60 frames per second, what a lot of people are complaining about. But I mean, how many of you guys even noticed that before that you were told that? So stop. To me, it's like stop complaining. it runs at, like, I think it says, what is it, 40 or something? I don't know. It runs at lower than what everybody wants to run on. But the game looks amazing, and it does what it does very fucking well. So stop fucking complaining. This is another game that you have to have for your Xbox One. Trust me on that. It's an amazing game. I don't know how long it is. It does have DLC and a season pass, so they're going to have combat arenas, not story. I hope they don't have extra story pieces to buy for the game. You know, but it has like combat arenas and extra costumes and swords and stuff you can buy for your character to add to the experience if you want it. It's not really necessary. Zumba. I got Zumba for my girl, you know, so she could work out and stay fit, you know, for me and herself and everything else, you know, so she's good money for her health wise, so I can keep her as long as possible. I love my family. I love my girl. So health is important. You know, mine ain't the greatest, but I want her to be the greatest so I can have her for the most time in my life. So, you know, Zumba and things like that is important just to push her towards the right direction. Even if I get on her nerves and she hates me for it, at least I'm trying to do the right thing, you know. But Zumba is pretty good. I've seen her playing it. The graphics are, like, insane to me because now the characters, they pop out, you know, and they're real people that pop out the background. You emulate their real moves. It's not like Just Dance or that other Connect Dance game where they're like these colorful 3D cartoony looking characters. It's real people and they jump out of a background and they look like those old school fucking light table displays where the lights are like look like they're 3D and they're standing right in front of you like those little light displays. I don't know if you guys ever seen that before. Maybe I'm going back too far for the people who's not as old as me, or maybe I'm going far enough for the people who are as old as me. Those little light tables, it would be like a round table, and it would be interacting with like each other, and have like these hologram things, kind of like how when R2-D2 had the message from Princess Leia inside of him, and he played it from Obi-Wan, and it was like a hologram image, and it was like shooting out of him. There was like a little person. It was like that. That's what this kind of looks like, but it doesn't come out your TV though. But the fidelity of it and the clarity of the backgrounds and the people, and when you get your moves right, it interacts with you by adding more backgrounds and little features on the screen, and the clarity of the graphics. I mean, it helps a lot, and the music is a little more clearer too because you're on the next gen, you know. So this is cool too if you're into this, or you got a girlfriend and she wants to interact with your gaming system and doesn't want to play Rise or something so hardcore. I mean, that's pretty cool to get your girl and her friends into, and they can have something to play also to enjoy the system. So that's it for all my games. I got this. We're up to 52 minutes now. I don't want to sit here all night. It's been an hour, which is like, wow, I've been here for a minute. It doesn't feel like it, but this is fun. I haven't made a video for you guys in a while. You know, I love you guys to death, man. I think about making videos all the time when I see something cool on these systems. I mean, half the stuff I've seen, I'm probably not saying it all, but I'm giving you a double rundown of both systems the best way I can right now, and I feel like I'm trying to hit all bases for you. Controllers. Alright, I got the Xbox One. As you can see, I got the day one. Alright, that's real gamer shit right there. Real gamers stand up. That means I was within the first 24 hours of the system coming out. I got actually within the first hour I got mine. Shit came out at midnight. I had my shit by 12:30. I was there at Best Buy, camped out. I was there. Okay, so one of the first in the world with a well, not an Xbox One, a PS4. Excuse me. See, I'm saying this late shit. I'm not thinking. I pre-ordered my Xbox One and went to the store and just picked it up. I had to camp out for my PS4. But controllers. Day one Xbox One, regular standard PS4 DualShock 4. Not Fidelity because there's no picture, but feeling wise, I gotta admit, Microsoft, you did your thing on this controller. It feels a lot better. The directional pad, it's not perfect, but it is a step up from the last generation. That directional pad last generation was so fucking horrible, I wouldn't touch a Street Fighter on this console. Now I might. This directional pad is functionable. I've been playing. I got Killer Instinct for free with the day one Xbox Live card pass or whatever. But my one gripe about fucking Killer Instinct is, yeah, you can buy Xbox Live for a year, and it comes with Killer Instinct as a bonus. But what they fail to tell you is you have to buy every character in Killer Instinct. You have to buy them. So you get the game for free. It comes with Jago. Anybody who pays for Xbox Live, the chain is stuck on my other chain. Anybody who comes, anybody who gets Xbox Live, you get Killer Instinct for free. But it only comes with Jago as one character. So you only get to play with him. You have to purchase each character individually. Okay? Or you can just buy like this package thing that they have where the game is like, I think it's like $20 and it gives you everything at once. All the characters and all this other bunch of shit, and then you get everything. You know, which was kind of confusing to me because I never seen that process. You're getting, if I'm buying a card and it says Xbox Live for 1 year and day one access to Killer Instinct, I'm thinking, okay, I'll get Killer Instinct the whole game. It doesn't say anywhere, nowhere that it's just going to be Jago. I guess they expected me to know that. When I bought this thing, it was just going to be Jago when I loaded the game up, but I didn't know that. So I was a little bit pissed off and confused about where my other characters at. Then I seen them trying to sell each character to me for $5.99, you know, which kind of pissed me off. You know, classic Microsoft shit, where they just want to nickel and dime you. Another thing about the Xbox controller, once again, which makes no fucking sense, we're in the next generation, okay, and we're still fucking buying battery packs, alright? This fucking controller, again, came with Duracell batteries. Not Energizer, not no third-party brand, fucking Duracell batteries. Which I don't have nothing against Duracell, but Microsoft, if you're gonna make a next-gen controller, make it with no fucking rechargeable battery. Okay? I don't have a deal with fucking Duracell. I don't have a deal with fucking Energizer. I want to pick my controller up and go, and not have to worry about whether I have to run to a fucking 7-Eleven or a gas station or a deli and buy batteries to play my fucking Xbox. You know, that's bullshit. You're forcing me to pay extra for a battery so I can recharge anytime I want without having to leave my house. And to me, people don't think about that. Like that right there is a hustle. Who says that Microsoft doesn't have a deal with Duracell to include their batteries in every fucking controller pack that you buy? You know, every time you buy a controller or a system, it comes with Duracell. It comes in the box. So who says they don't have a deal with Duracell? You know, little things that we might not know. Fucking spider was right next to me trying to eat me. That was a little fucking creepy. I saw that like that. But that's irritating because it's just unnecessary. You know, if you can include a Kinect with my Xbox One, you could have included a battery pack. You chose not to make me have to go buy fucking batteries. Okay? Now, the PS4 controller, on the other hand, okay? This is when you know, like I said about the games where they're trying to take risk and do the best thing for us on the PS4. This is when you know that Microsoft is lacking greatly. Their controller might be better than the last generation. It might feel better, you know, but it lacks in what it should. The technology in this controller just surpasses the Xbox One controller. This is a standard controller. It does nothing but you press buttons, and you press this right here, and it lights the fuck up, and then that's it. It does nothing else. You just press buttons. There's no high fidelity technology or anything in this controller. Alright, there's nothing else in here. There's no, I can't touch back here or blow in there or nothing like that. The only technology this thing has that is cool is that it's an IR blaster. If you see it's blinking right there, they use that technology to control your stereo, your TV, and all that type of stuff. Cool, fine, okay, that's awesome. This controller, much more different. The rumbles have been changed, okay? The analog sticks are amazing now compared to the last generation. They just feel more comfortable. In a speaker in the controller, okay, which means you could be playing games and something in your hand, and say you shoot a guy, they can put gun effects in the controller, so you can hear the gun effects on your screen, and you can hear them come out the controller too. Just little things like that, just to add more interactive, you know, gameplay type of feature or elements to the game to make you feel like you're really in there. Just little things like that, you know, I thought would be kind of cool. You know, I was playing NBA 2K, and I said, what if the audience could come out the controller? You know, what if the audience sounds and all of that stuff could come out the control, like while you're at the free throw line or just playing the game in general? You could use this speaker in the controller and actually, you know, have the audience, you know, the background noises come out the controller as well as your stereo. It just adds more fucking, you know, realism to what you're doing, to me anyway. You know, it gets you more in the game. But the fact that they can do that is amazing. The touchpad, which actually works. You know, it's very sensitive, but it works. It doesn't feel like it gets in the way. So like when you're playing something like Killzone, it doesn't feel like you're accidentally touching the control pad. It feels like your fingers are exactly where they need to be when you're using this controller. And I love that. The only gripe I have about this controller is these, what is it, share and option buttons. They're very small, if you can see them. You see the share, these little buttons, square and option? They're very small, and when you're playing the game in the dark and you just want to press like start or square, they're hard to find because you end up touching the touchpad and you lose track of your fingers, and you end up touching one of those. You end up touching the trackpad until you can find one of those buttons. I don't, maybe they don't need to be repositioned, but maybe they need to be a little bit rounder, or move them and make them a different shape, something, because the controller is perfect. I don't want them to change the whole controller because of that, but maybe just make them a different shape and move them in a different direction maybe would have been cool, because I have a hard time finding them when I'm actually using the controller. Um, what else? The triggers. Triggers are a lot better. They actually rounded the triggers off in the back a little bit. I don't know if you can see that because it's a little dark in here. You see that though? The triggers aren't like overly flat. They rounded off into the back more like a gun trigger, which actually helps a lot. Now you can put your controller down flat on the table or the floor or wherever, and doesn't accidentally press the R2, L2, R2 buttons, which helps a lot. Also, you have this sensor thing right here, which is actually used like the PlayStation Move was. So they incorporated the PlayStation Move technology into the controller. Even though the PlayStation Move was a failure, they still kept that technology and used it in their new controller. So nothing got wasted. They put everything that they've learned and then some into their controller. Microsoft put everything that they didn't give a fuck and they didn't learn shit and they put it into this controller. They just gave us a new mold and enhanced the way the controller feels and gave us a new D-pad and said, here you go. And all the features are in the machine, not the controller. If they would have put more features in the controller, you know, maybe I don't know, a LED screen or something you can touch, you know, to interact with the TV, you know, go the way of the Wii U and make the controller just slightly a little bigger and use it to do something. I don't know, something. It's not my job to give them ideas, but they should have did more with the controller to me. I know the controller is awesome though. I got it. It's 1,000 times better than the 360 controller, so don't get me wrong. So that aspect is good, but I just wish it had more tech under the hood of the controller, because the PS4 is like the Jetsons, man. The shit is like lightning fast. The controller has extra tech in it, you know, but it's limited to a couple of things, like I said, with the music CD and all that type of shit, you know. But they're both awesome systems, man. And we're in the next generation. You guys should be excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to see where the fuck these games are going to go and what's going to be developed, and see the graphical tech that's going to come about, and to see if we get any closer to maybe looking like some of the PC games are looking, because we're getting there very fast. But the PC games, well, every time I say that, I see a PC game that's like, what the fuck is this, and how come I can't play this on my home console yet? You know, so their technology is like outshining us 1,000 to 1, but we're getting close, and I'm very satisfied with where these next-gen consoles are going, with what they're just showing us already, you know, which means a lot. I mean, NAC is really innovative and amazing for what it's doing, and Sony's taking a risk just by bringing a game like that out at launch and not knowing whether there's a fan base or an audience that wants to play that type of game. Everybody's going to want to play a Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, shoot a person, punch a person in the face. They want to play that type of shit. NAC is not that type of a game. It takes you have to have some type of gaming soul and some nostalgia in you to actually appreciate what NAC really is. And I appreciate Sony for doing that, because it's not the easy way out. It's not just, let's make this the man bro bash, let's get some bears and play some NAC and shoot some monsters in the face type of it. They didn't do that. They took a more creative approach to what they're trying to present to us. You know, so get both systems, guys. That's what last generation to me, it was the PS3. This generation so far, anyway, it's just starting. But I'm happy that I got both systems at launch. So I'm ready to go. I mean, if they redesign these boxes in 2 years or a year and a half, I'm gonna have to go rebuy them again for a cheaper price to get an Xbox One Slim and the PS4 Slim. But I'm just happy to be, you know, ahead of the curve a little bit, I guess you could say, right out the door. But real gamers stand up. You know, holla at your boy, send some prayers up for me. I'm feeling good today. I'm on my ones and twos. You know, I'm gonna go do my kids' Christmas shopping today. Hopefully, if I feel up to it later when I wake up, you know, or if I don't wake up too late because I'm up right now like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I'm gonna go do their Christmas shopping this evening. You know, and make sure they good because that's the right thing to do. You know, make sure they good money for Christmas. Holla at your boy. You know, besides that, that was a little cocky. I'm sorry for that. I was a little pat myself in the back. But I just felt like doing that just to let you know. Your boy might be a little bit down and out, but I'm still in the game. I ain't dead yet. You know what I mean? I'm here. And I do it for y'all, my gamers. I've been playing games since I was 2. I love my family to death. And I plan on having anything I can accumulate while God keep me on this earth, and I'll be on here gaming wise talking about it to you guys. You know what I mean? So you got a real gamer that's ride or die that has something to talk about. Sickness, health, whatever. I'll be in my hospital bed with a TV drug in front of it, playing the new whatever the fuck. Nigga, that's just how I am. But real gamers stand up. Don't nothing stop us but God. Like nothing don't stop me but God. And you know, stay on your Ric Flair shit. And I'll see y'all soon, man. You most definitely will. New videos coming soon. This is a nice long one for you. Real gamers stand up.